Hello and welcome back to the Elsewhere server. I have been gone for quite a while. I had to take a break due to college and other things, but I'm back now, so let's not focus on the time that I was gone. Let us instead focus on the here and now. Where is Elsewhere at this point in time? Well, there's been a lot of progress. I've been doing things on the server, other people have been doing things on the server. There's all sorts of things to see, from Dragon Roost up to Draco and Surface's triangular hole base, over to my laboratory and village, all the way up into the sky of the giant donut where Myro is building his giant dwarven city. He's made quite a bit of progress up here, and so have we. That is right. We helped out Mirrodin Gaming, which if you have not checked out his channel, go do. His channel's in the link in the description below. But Miro's been building this giant dwarven city up in the sky, and Miro and I are base buddies for this season. If you don't know what that is, go check out the 1.18 move over videos. It's really cool. We had a big event with everyone on the server. But to help out Mirrodin, I built him a park in this quadrant of the ring. So let's take a look. Starting in what used to be Mirrodin's sort of storage bay area, you enter the park. The first thing you see is a statue of a dwarf holding a giant log showing how far the dwarves have come to build this magnificent city in the sky. Over here we have some custom trees, just a little park feel, and a nice little pond that, has some hardcore parkour, obviously. And then we have another set of trees over here. We went for more of a pine tree aesthetic for these. And then finally, this is what Mirrodin actually asked me to build, which is a water fountain. I found this design online. You probably find it yourself, and then made some tweaks to make it fit the whole dwarven aesthetic. Going over to this side of the park, we have some smaller, more overgrown statues here of dwarves holding tools. And then we have our main dwarven statue here, which is a little overgrown from the brush of the park, but is a big dwarven miner holding a giant copper pickaxe up in the sky to really show a testament to the dwarven strength that allowed them to come up into the city and build this magnificent ring that Miro has been working on. Some other work that we have been doing has been with the laboratory and our little village. I don't remember where I left this off, to be honest, but we have built a villager breeding sort of industrial building, a nice little wooden cottage for those villagers, and in addition, we have finally finished most of DAC labs, or the Dimensional Analysis and Classification Laboratories. We have our main lab in front of me, and over to the side we have our multi-staged laboratory testing tower, which we'll go through here in just a second. Starting off, coming out of the little wooden hut here, we come up to the entrance of DAC Laboratories, where it's the Dimensional Analysis Classification Laboratory. All visits are welcome, but please do not tamper with ongoing studies. As we enter here, we come into a decontamination chamber and up into the lab, where we find many specimens from different dimensions and locations. We have specimens from the Nether, we have specimens from the End, and we have our own little samples from some of the other dimensions. This one, we don't know where it's come from, but it came from Surface's old base, if you'll remember that. And then we also took a sample from Greenpath, dimension that we were previously entrapped in. Over here, we have one of our clones working tirelessly at the computer to analyze and, go through all the data that we're collecting here. Moving on, we go straight into another decontamination chamber where Clone 61 guards the first floor of the tower. This is where we do all of our video production. So we're going to start having a number of dimensional analysis and classification lab broadcasts for interdimensional instability that we've been finding as we've been doing our studies. Over here, we have a clone doing the video editing. Here's a clone holding the script for this week's, which we'll see soon, broadcast, which will be our first broadcast ever. If we go down the downpipe over here, then we can go down to our next floor, our main dimensional analysis lab. This is where we have specimens and containment units for each dimension that we currently know of. We have clones going around the facilities, taking notes on the different dimensions that we've seen. And if you've not seen all the dimensions, then please go check out the other Elsewherians videos, as well as my own past videos. Also, every floor gets a lab cat, just, for morale. If we go down another 2 floors, then we have a couple of empty floors for further testing, but then we come into our massive basement chambers, where I have been working tirelessly to create a sustainable energy source for the lab. These dimensional crystals have been found to be able to see into dimensions and power portals through dimensions, as shown by the studies of surface fusion as well as Dracoman and myself. Up there we have the different levels of dimensional energy coming off the crystals, and right here in the middle we have a giant siphon on a nice set of rail tracks that are plugged into either wall that powers the entire facility. Hopefully nothing ever gets into the wrong hands here, as this is an incredibly powerful dimensional power source. So let's go back up to the top. At the very top of the tower, we have our giant observatory dome and telescope. This telescope not only sees up into the sky and stars, but also into other dimensions, as it is using dimensional crystals as part of its lens. This room is not completely done, but this will eventually become our main base of operations and storage facility. I really like the way this dome came together. I used a whole mix of acacia and different types of copper to really give it that sort of patinaed look. So yeah, that's what we've been working on. Here at the DAC Labs, we're about to do our first broadcast, so let's go ahead and get that started. I'm going to go ahead and get in front of the camera here, and we'll start recording our very first broadcast that will be shown on the Spawn TV, which we will watch here in just a moment. Now that we have all that done and the broadcast recorded, we can move over to Spawn, where I've been doing the main bit of my current work. I made a whole Spawn hub here, you can see, with the giant stone pillars and floating green orb, and I've also made the Spawn Dimensional Broadcast TV screen for all the other Elsewherians to be able to view our dimensional broadcasts. So, without further ado, let's watch our most recent broadcast. Alright, let's get rolling. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're live? Yes. Okay. Hello, Elsewherians. This is DAC 56 from the Dimensional Analysis and Classification Laboratory. Over the past 2 months, you may have noticed my absence. During this time, I, as well as my extensive clone workforce, have been hard at work studying the strange happenings on the server. I am sure many of you have noticed that the Elsewhere SMP server is unlike any other. Many of us have been thrown into new, strange dimensions, showing us that the multiverse of Minecraft spans much further than just the Nether or the End. I myself have been controlled, infected, and imprisoned by the dangers of these otherworldly lands. Through some stroke of luck or accident, we have all ended up here in this new overworld. However, it would seem that the artifacts from the other dimensions still bleed into our lives. Because of these ever-present dangers from the other worlds, DAC Labs has begun to analyze items, entities, and supernatural forces from the dimensions currently known to us. Through our research, we have found not only worrying illnesses, mind-controlling audio tracks, and dangerously accelerated plant growth, but also a fundamental instability in the multidimensional framework. We advise all citizens to quickly remove any and all personal belongings, favorite pets, and loved ones from the outer dimensions. This includes any dimension that is not the overworld, nether, or end. Our team will also begin broadcasting regular interdimensional updates on this frequency. Please watch intently for further updates. We here at DAC Labs fear that we may be looking at the possibility of a complete dimensional collapse. We are working with top priority on creating countermeasures to protect 3 prime dimensions. Thank you for watching this inaugural broadcast of the DAC Labs interdimensional monitoring system. Goodbye, and good luck. Well, there you go, our very first Elsewhere interdimensional broadcast. And yes, you heard that right. We believe that we are looking at a full dimensional collapse, which is scary. It means that the dimensions that we know and love, or at least know of, might be coming to an end. With updates coming out ever so often, it seems that the worlds that we've seen just aren't stable enough to keep existing. We're not really sure what's causing these, but we sure will get to the bottom of it. DAC Labs is going to be putting out frequent and regular updates through the dimensional broadcast system to let you and the other Elsewherians know when these dimensional collapses are going to happen and what type of dimensional class it will be. So stay tuned for further dimensional broadcasts. Before the dimensions collapse, though, they're stable enough right now for us to get into them and have some fun. So I haven't seen the other Elsewherians in quite a while as I've been gone, so I'm hoping that I can get everyone together for at least one big event in some dimension, and I was thinking the Anarchy Dimension. I haven't really been there that much, but I hear it's basically a desolate wasteland, devoid of anything, so I figured it'd be a good place for, I don't know, just a get-together. So we'll try to get all the Elsewherians together and head over there. Maybe I'll go try to pick up some stuff and, get it ready. But for now, let's head over to the Anarchy Dimension. All right, so to get into the Anarchy Dimension, we just got to go down here to the Dimensional Hub at spawn and find the Anarchy. There it is. And we just plop this button. Whoa! Huh. Well, this is unexpected. Well, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!